for the 2023 FHSAA Class 6A State Girls Basketball Championship game between the visiting Charlotte Fightin Tarpons and the home Fort Lauderdale St. Thomas Aquinas Lady Raiders. Today's game will be streamed live on myspectrumsports.com. Check out the girls' basketball page on the FHSAA website for more information. In the spirit of sportsmanship, we ask that all fans act responsibly and courteously to those around you. Abusive language or disorderly conduct is unacceptable and unwelcome at the FHSAA State Championships. Let's afford the student athletes, the coaches, the officials, and your fellow fans the respect they deserve. Thank you for your cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, this time, will you please rise, remove all hats and head coverings for the playing of our national anthem. And now, let's meet our championship finalists. First, the non-starters for the visiting Charlotte.
Two of the hottest teams in the Sunshine State are here in Lakeland with one thing on their mind, a state championship. The 22-6 Charlotte Lady Tarpons put their 10-game win streak on the line against the two-time defending state champion St. Thomas Aquinas Raiders in this Class 6A girls title tick. Rishi Barron and Andrick Frazier here to bring you the action here on Spectrum Sports. Aquinas has won 11 straight, came back from 18 down to beat Blanche Ely and then take care of business against Lake Gibson to get here. On the other end, Charlotte playing for a shot at its first championship after outlasting a 27-win Oak Leaf team. And Karina Gordon, the one to watch for Aquinas Andrick. She is heading to East Carolina and trying to carry her team to a three-peat.
5'9" senior had 16 points and 4 assists on Thursday. This was a ball club that was able to hold Lake Gibson at 24% shooting from the field, 17 steals, forced 25 turnovers. Defensively, they really get after it, Rishi.
When it comes to Charlotte, they had a chance to knock Aquinas out 2 years ago in the state semis. They couldn't do it, couldn't hold on to a lead. But another opportunity for DYanis Jimenez. She is averaging 16.1 points per game and heading to Wisconsin.
5'8" senior had 21 points and 5 rebounds on Thursday, but she was only 6 of 12 from the free throw line. This team took 34 free throw attempts on Thursday. Couple that with 21 turnovers. They have to find a way to take care of the basketball and make sure they cash in from the charity stripe.
DYanis was in tears and overjoyed at the end of the game the other day with a chance to get back here and play for a title. Joining her in the starting lineup, Kami Ellis, who is one of the best freshmen you're going to find in the state of Florida. Also, Adriana Ayarfita had 22 points in the win the other day. Abby Willis, who just celebrated her 16th birthday, and Adora Adoga, the 5'11 senior, who makes a difference inside. And their head coach is Matt Stevenson. Charlotte grad Andrick wants to get this done for his alma mater with 3 brothers on his staff as well.
It's always something when you're able to represent your hood. Let's see if Coach Stevenson can bring something back to the people of Punta Gorda who've gone through so much the last year, especially with the impacts of Hurricane Ian.
You see his shirt, it's all about family there. It's going to be a tough task, though, because they're facing an Aquinas team that, besides Gordon, has a lot of great players. Cody Hessian does it all as a junior, getting some D1 interest. Raina Green, who, like Gordon's, won a couple of state championships. Cameron Corcoran, the 4th guard, and Nyla McFadden, who had 19 points in the 3rd quarter in the semifinals. Their coaches, Oliver Behrens, he started coaching all the way back when he was in high school as a student assistant under O'Keel Swaby at Miami Country Day, and he learned a few things because he's won a couple of titles.
When you talk about a program, I mean, who has high school coaches, assistants while you're in high school? But he's definitely been around the block, and what a phenomenal job he's done at this program. He's familiar with this stage, and trust me, these young ladies will be ready to compete this afternoon.
Well, Charlotte had an 11-point lead in that Final Four game a couple years ago, but they're hungry to be back and know that they're getting another shot at this. How do you see their opportunity to try to go up against the best?
Well, the biggest thing is they have to take care of the basketball. They got to limit turnovers so they can make sure they create shot opportunities. And you know what? I can promise you the St. Thomas Aquinas team is going to come up with a lot of energy. They got to make sure they weather the storm the first 3 minutes of this contest.
So we're just ready for tip. Nevada Wilson, Anthony Whitfield, and Carl Blair, your officials. Charlotte in the blue, Aquinas in the white. And here we go in Class 6A. Aquinas, the 2-time defending state champs, starting with the ball.
Charlotte starting off in the 2-3 zone.
Open look for Karina Gordon. No good. First rebound of the game goes to Ayurfita. The Charlotte team has only lost 6 times this season and has been on a roll the second half of the year.
Look at this high 1-3-1 zone.
Ayurfita back rim out. Gordon in transition. They call the late foul there, and the outstanding senior guard will go to the line.
Gordon here, see attacking off the fast break. Easy call for the official.
Gordon scored 11 points in the state championship game last year and has the first of this one. Two for two, 2-0 St. Thomas.
Once again, just stretching out this 1-3-1. You know, they can really take advantage at Charlotte of the diagonal passes from guard to wing. They utilize the ball fakes. They don't do a great job of dropping their wings in this 1-3-1 zone.
Open three, put down by Ayurfita, and the Tarpons have their first lead.
Zone buster. Ayurfita showing you a little bit of her range capabilities.
Ball out of bounds almost to us. There is Matt Stevenson in his 8th year, 154 wins, has never lost, 10 games in a season, building this into a special program. 2 straight district and regional titles, make it 3 this season. Abby Willis just turned 16 in the semifinals, got to celebrate that win. Willis saying she didn't have control of the ball yet when it was passed to her. This is Jalen Cardoza, a sophomore. Excuse me, Kami Ellis. Willis no good, gets her own. Knocked away off of Charlotte. Aquinas comes in eyeing state title number 4. but they're out for the three-peat. Old Pat Riley phrase from the 1980s LA Lakers. They got a chance to make that happen for St. Thomas today.
Aquinas doing a very good job of making sure the ball at least gets inside the paint before taking a shot from the outside.
Offensive put back to put down. That's Raina Green. Ellis, the freshman. And Hessian in transition. Green can't get it. And here come the Lady Tarpons. Foul called underneath.
Good job of dribble penetration by Rafita.
It's on Gordon, her first. We saw what can happen when your star players get in trouble in the 5A championship game when Mainland had to hold off five-time state champ American Heritage when it lost 3 starters to fouls and found a way to win by 1.
You know what a ball game we just witnessed.
1-2 for Iafita, and we are tied at 4. She made 11 free throws in the 4th quarter in the semifinal win. Gordon, acrobatic move. And Nyla McFadden, the putback. St. Thomas, 6-4. First hoop for DYanis Jimenez. Oliver Behrens made a point, the Aquinas coach, to point out how great she is. When we spoke to him after the game, called her a special player. And there she is again.
See her ability there just to change pace off the bounce and pull up for the mid-range jump shot. Pretty crafty with the rock.
Hessian defended by the freshman Ellis. Little
Speaking
mojo
of
on that
crafty,
one, huh?
yeah.
Willis. Friendly roll, didn't score on her birthday, but has 2 today. Matt Stevenson knew that before the official even called it. Traveling violation. Tie game here midway through the 1st quarter.
Got to attack on the swing.
Iafita, mark it down. Had a couple of them, and it's 11-8 Charlotte.
Rafita with the green light, showing you the reason why. Quick release.
Hessian teardrop and 1.
Hessian here just utilizing the bounce. You can't let a ball handler split the top of his own if you're in a 2-3. It's a major no-no.
Completes the 3-point play. She has an FAU offer and a lot of Division I interest, and she has tied this game at 11. Don't see that very often from DYanis. One of the elite players in the state of Florida, but turnover. She was outstanding in the semis with 21 points and 5 rebounds. Open look for Gordon. Count it for 3. And off the quick steal, Raina Green, the other Aquinas player who's worn the state rings before, and that gets a timeout from Coach Stevenson.
You sense the confidence here of the Raiders starting to build. Watching a couple of open shots fall down, and you see here on the swing, just Gordon with the catch and shoot. Nothing but the bottom of the net. And just a careless inbounds pass. Picked off and scored by Green.
Both of these programs have made significant runs in the state tournament the last few years. Oliver Behrens' team has cashed them in the last 2 years, but when you look at Charlotte, it's just been that progression forward where they've won district titles, won regional titles, and now they want to add a state championship to their trophy hardware.
Been here now for the 3rd year in a row, and you can continue to knock on that door. At some point, someone has to let you in. See how much fight the Tarpons have in them this afternoon.
They've won 10 straight games and not had a lot of close ones. Jimenez, the Wisconsin signee. And they call a foul. That's the first on Cameron Corcoran.
It's usually an easy call when you're placing your hands on a ball handler some 60 feet away from the basket.
Yeah. Both of these teams have shown that they can turn pressure into the quick points. Beautiful pass and a finish to go with it from Ellis. Hessian gets it into Nyla McFadden, and she does the rest.
The ability to catch and handle at the high post against the zone is so important. Your skill to be able to turn and face and put the ball on the deck for 1 or 2 dribbles, you can make a living from the foul line.
There's Cameron Corcoran, beautiful look from Raina Green.
We talked about the ability to handle pressure and not turn the basketball over. I mean, this is what happens against this St. Thomas Aquinas ball club. If you start to turn it over, they sense a little bit of weakness. They'll turn those turnovers into baskets in a hurry.
The pressure continues, but Corcoran just called for her second quick foul. Get a couple of new players in. First time we're seeing Kazaria Johnson, and she's missed some time with an ankle injury. Very happy to finally be back for the state championship game. Couldn't play in the semis the other day.
Jimenez not having a hard time handling you. And one of the things that they don't talk about is these are brand new basketballs that these ladies play with here in the state tournament. And you know, the synthetic leather is a little broken in, but it's still a new ball.
It's a good looking ball, nice and shiny, but slippery too. Almost another turnover, and they call the foul again. Hessian, her first.
Foul is number 10, Kylie Hessian, her first personal, team 4.
1:52 to play here in the first quarter of the 6A state championship game. Ayarfita breaks the press. Ellis backing down Green, and what a block by McFadden. Foul on the right arm of Ayarfita. She's spent a lot of time at the foul line here at the RP Funding Center over the past 2 games, and she'll go back for more.
One thing with the Raiders, they play with so much pace and pressure that at points in time they are going to foul you and put you on the line. You have to make sure you make them pay.
2 on Karina Gordon, the leading scorer for Aquinas. Amari Bird and Lachey Jamison in for the Lady Tarpons. And Ayarfita makes it a 5-point game.
Charlotte going to man-to-man, high 1-4 set for the Raiders.
Foul as McFadden went up with it. It's on Lachey Jamison.
McFadden just catching and scoring. The athleticism of this young lady, just a sophomore.
A lot of high-level Division I interest for McFadden. who just put on a show in the third quarter against Lake Gibson. 13 points in the first 4.5 minutes of the second half, and she finished the quarter with 19, 27 with 11 rebounds for the game. 1 of 2 there, St. Thomas up by 6. Pressure continues to stifle the Lady Tarpons. Jimenez will be bringing that to the Big Ten soon.
Oh my goodness. Little tightrope down the baseline. A little Old English for the layup.
McFadden not shy to shoot it. Out of bounds off of Green.
This here, just, I mean, first of all, the balance and the skill set to Euro step around the player and still maintain position to use the backboard. That is a difficult shot.
Lady Raiders force the turnover again. Good hustle back by Jimenez. Gordon back in with the 2 fouls. Corcoran out with her 2.
McFadden just can't believe she missed that pass. It hit her dead in the hands. It's an easy 2 points.
Corcoran immediately returns to the game for defense.
Solid job of handling the pressure by Charlotte.
Final 15 seconds of the first quarter. Charlotte's brought it back to 4. Jimenez guarded closely by Green. She'll get through traffic, but can't get the hoop. So after 1, St. Thomas Aquinas using the press to bump up into the lead. The Lady Raiders lead 21-17, looking for their 3rd straight championship.
Team IP, the official merchandising company of the FHSAA. Gatorade, fueling the future. Spectrum, the official cable partner of the FHSAA. NFHS Network, official online partner of the FHSAA. Max Preps, official scores and statistics of the FHSAA. GoFan, official online ticket provider of the FHSAA. Florida Dairy Farmers, sponsor of the Florida Dairy Farmers Academic All-State Scholarship. And Wilson, official ball supplier of the 2023 FHSAA Girls Basketball.
St. Thomas Aquinas using defense to lead to some easy buckets. 4-point lead after 1 over the Charlotte Lady Tarpons. These 2 teams know each other a bit, and the word on the mind of DYanis Jimenez after the state semifinals was revenge. She wanted another shot because 2 years ago, Andrick, Charlotte was up by a couple of points in the third quarter, in fact 11, and Aquinas got it done in the 4th to win and cost the Tarpons a shot to play for their first title then.
You know, you talk about, you know, what it means to get here to Lakeland consistently and how you conduct and handle business, and you wonder if you know, the Fighting Tarpons just decided to put down their dukes, having such a big lead in that third quarter. But I can guarantee you today they are ready to put on the fight of their lives.
They're fighting a lot, and Jimenez will go to the line. In that game, Karina Gordon, who is still with St. Thomas, scored 24 points, as did Samara Spencer. That was a game that Aquinas trailed by 3, or excuse me, Charlotte was up by 3 until Aquinas shut the door on it. And in spite of the turnovers we've seen from the Tarpons, Andrick, they're only down by 3 right now.
No, I think they're playing solid basketball. A lot of that has to do with their ability to get to the free throw line. You know, they'll be shooting the bonus the rest of the way in the first half.
Adora Adoga returns to anchor that Lady Tarpons defense underneath. Gordon. Open jump shot for Johnson, no good. Another offensive rebound. Great defense by Amari Bird. Hession with 2 players all over her. Gordon from super long. Not gonna go.
Big time rebound by Jimenez.
And then she draws the foul on Green. That's the second on Green. Excuse me, her first. Jimenez, a 72% free throw shooter, 1,000-point scorer. Nothing but net.
Charlotte here weathering the storm.
And now the Lady Tarpons are tied with the 2-time defending state champs.
6-0 run has tied up the contest at 21.
8 points for DYanis Jimenez. Bird. Blocked by Hession. And McFadden has it knocked away. Jump ball underneath. McFadden comes up limping a little bit. It's the sea of those pink and purple sneakers for Aquinas. And really for both teams. Charlotte's are the Paul George pink lemonades that they've worn all year. Coach Stevenson said, hey, they better wear them all year. They ain't cheap.
Pink lemonades, huh?
Yeah, they look like pink lemonade. Maybe a mix of grapeade with them too. Gordon from the foul line. More solid D from Amari Bird. Been a real contributor off the bench. They traveled well from Punta Gorda. They want to see their first state championship, and right now they're tied with a juggernaut. Hession blocked it and saved it.
Another great defensive play by Hession.
That's Corcoran's shot. Adoba tracks it down. Late call. It'll be on Aquinas. Jimenez back to the free throw strike.
Jimenez so dangerous in transition. So here, just her ability again, just to get around defenders and draw contact.
Charlotte takes its first lead since the first quarter. Ayurveda back in. Two for two. Tarpons up 2. Gordon inside out. Foul called on the baseline.
Charlotte is really daring St. Thomas Aquinas to beat them from the outside, really packing in this man-to-man defense.
Gordon all the way with the left hand to tie it up.
Basket good by Karina Gordon.
And Andy Behrens wants a timeout. Well, you said it earlier, the fight from the Fightin Tarpons. We've seen a lot of good things from DYanis Jimenez so far.
Well, I mean, she is just so poised with the basketball, and she understands time and pace, you know, how she attacks the basket. She's dangerous going left or right. Yeah, but their ability to cash in from the charity stripe has been the difference so far in the contest.
It's been a climb for the Tarpons to get here, a gradual progression. And today, they hope to add their first girls state championship banner there. Got some experienced players with Jimenez and Ayurfida, and then some young budding stars like Kami Ellis. It's a good mix for Matt Stevenson.
Yeah, when you're winning 20 games a season, you know, that's letting you know you're a legitimate program here in the state of Florida.
In fact, Charlotte County has never taken home a girls basketball state championship. Playing well so far. Beat the press. Udoka. Tied up by Maya Johnson. They'll call a foul on her.
Easy call for the official. You have your hands across the forearm of offensive player.
So Adora Udoka at the line with her 5.0 GPA. Did not know that was possible, Andrick. Unfortunately, that does not help you with free throws where she shoots 37%.
Well, it may if she, you know, if she's taking physics, I'm pretty sure. You know, she understands trajectory and.
There's some physics. Hit it dead at the back of the iron at Copson.
Yeah.
No, but she's really been the heart and soul of this team. Key contributor in the post and defensively. And the physics didn't help her there. 24-23 Charlotte. Ayurfida called for the foul. That's 4 on the Lady Tarpons with 5 minutes left here in the second quarter. Rishi Barron and Andrick Frazier, USF basketball standout here to bring you this 6A state championship game. We'll be back with the 7A game later for those of you who can't get enough hoop. Maya Johnson on the offensive boards.
What a pass by Johnson.
Gordon wishes she could have put it home. Little disappointment with the clap of her hands, but she can go to the line to give her team the lead.
First of all, Johnson chases down the rebound and just, you know, the awareness to catch a basketball, chin it, and put your eyes on the rim so you can see the entire floor led to her being able to make that pass.
We're tied at 24. Nine points for Karina Gordon.
Bad place to dribble the basketball.
And it leads to a turnover. Yeah, there were a couple times earlier when the press was getting to the Tarpons, but fouls bailed them out a little bit, not there.
You have to get the basketball to the middle of the floor. You cannot cross on the sideline and pick your dribble up right across half court.
Kick out to the corner, Green, no. Nia McFadden, yes.
Young lady is so active on the offensive glass.
Well, she was a bench contributor last year and has really upped her offensive game. Another near turnover right to Coach Behrens. Probably would have preferred it to be in his players' hands instead.
Our feet are understanding she's in a bit of trouble, just bouncing the basketball off of the defender's leg.
Little confusion by Kami Ellis, but she is able to get it without turning it over. Udoka, no. More good defense from Maya Johnson. Hessian just heaves it up. McFadden got hit on the arm as she went up.
I almost wonder if that's a play. Let's just throw it off the glass and make sure McFadden gets a chance to get offensive rebound.
It's like one of those that if you get an assist, you should, right? So McFadden's great appearance at the RP Funding Center continues. Again, the big game a couple days ago, she's already up to 8 today. She was not part of the 2 state championship runs. Green turns it over after the offensive rebound. Green on the steal. Now McFadden cleaning up the offensive glass.
McFadden here just leading a 7-0 run by the Raiders.
So Charlotte has hung tough, but Aquinas' defense has been a lot to overcome.
There's just too much ball handling in the backcourt for Charlotte, not spacing the floor.
St. Thomas Aquinas eyeing its 4th state title and 3rd consecutive. And they've just been the team to beat in Class 6A for a long time. And really impressive, Andrick, that earlier this year, before the season, in fact, they lost a key player, one of the best players in Florida, Alancia Ramsey, first team out county, a senior. And they've been able to handle her loss and still make it here and have a chance to take home more hardware.
This ball club has been a lot about balance. You just talk about also just the experience that this team has. I mean, when you've had players who've been here 3 and 4 times, you know, throughout their career, you know they know what it takes, you know, to win games, especially once you get out of districts and into this playoff format. And these ladies are strictly business.
And Coach Barron still thinks that Ramsey, the senior who was injured, has a heck of a future. She's still unsigned, but getting some looks from mid-majors and really could be a steal for any Division I school. Speaking of steals, that's been the name of the game for Aquinas right on cue. Corcoran knocks it away. But it's been all about the press in this first half.
Always been a firm believer against an even front zone. You got to attack it with an odd front. They need a 1-2-2 set. Here, if you're Charlotte, makes the passing angle so much easier.
Jimenez off the screen. She is a magician around that baseline. Hessian 1-on-2. Corcoran for 3. Yes, sir.
That hurts. Good attack in transition, get offensive rebound, and kick for a wide open 3.
Underneath. Jamison couldn't hit. McFadden having a big first half. Johnson, second chance. And Aquinas has stretched its lead to double digits, 12-0 run.
Charlotte has to find a way to stop the bleeding.
Two minutes to go in the first half of this 6A final. The 2-time defending state champs up by 11. Ellis to Willis. Jimenez bodied up by Maya Johnson. Saw your reaction there, Andrew.
I mean, well, Maya Johnson basically had roots planted in the floor. She was standing there the entire possession. I'm not sure what else she could have done differently. Arm straight up in the air.
Look at the reaction from Coach Behrens. Jimenez, a 72% free throw shooter. Adoga back into the game for Charlotte, replacing Lachey Jamison. Oh for 2 for Jimenez, and the lead remains double digits.
Charlotte going back to a 2-3 zone.
Corcoran. McFadden fouled after another offensive rebound.
Fading has just been eating the glass this second quarter.
$11 points for the sophomore forward, 5'11". Coach Barron said she's just starting to peek into her potential. We've seen it on full force in Lakeland. And what a heady play by Corcoran to get the offensive rebound, throw it off of Lady Tarpon, and get the ball back.
Charlotte just completely fell asleep as far as boxing out for the offensive rebound. What a play.
Put 2 more in the book for McFadden, 13 points in the first half.
You gotta attack here.
Under a minute to play. Turnovers costing the Lady Tarpons in this second quarter. Open 3 for Green. Jimenez into the teeth of the defense. And it's down to 12. And there's the steal. Just heard somebody yell, "You can't guard her," from the Charlotte fans. So Aquinas may get last shot here in the first half. Up by 12 with the ball in the hands of Kadi Hession. McFadden called for steps before she could establish herself in the paint.
Checking in the game for Lady Tarpons, number 21, Lachey Jamison. The Lady Raiders, number 2, Jayla Cardozo.
Jimenez, something called before the shot. No, they call it travel. So we'll see if there's any time left on the clock for Aquinas to try anything.
It's going to be a 10th or 2.2, so you really can't even get a shot off.
Well, Andy Behrens was lobbying to make sure he got his final possession here. Or excuse me, Oliver Behrens. And that'll take us to the end of the first half here in Lakeland. St. Thomas Aquinas riding a late 15-0 run to take a 38-26 lead into the break. We'll be back after a short break here on Spectrum Sports.
Don't forget to visit Team IP merchandising booth inside the arena to purchase your official FHSAA Basketball State Championship souvenir. Team IP, the official merchandise company of the FHSAA. You can eat like a Lakelander. Country Chicken and Fish is conveniently located on Kathleen Road and serves award-winning Southern favorites. Thank you to the following Championship Committee Gold supporter: Bluebell Creameries, Highland Hall, Lakeland Hotel Motel Association, O'Toole Law Group, Rada Construction, and Southeastern University. After the game, Visit Central Florida invites you to explore everything else Central Florida's Cook County has to offer. From thrilling rides at Legoland Florida Resort to exotic animals at Safari Wilderness to delicious local cuisine everywhere you turn. Plan your next trip at visitcentralflorida.com.
The St. Thomas Aquinas Lady Raiders 1/2 away from a three-peat here in Lakeland. They lead 38-26 at the half over the Charlotte Lady Tarpons. Rishi Barron and Andrick Frazier set to bring you the second half of this game. Andrick Charlotte hung in there for a while in the first half, has gotten it done on the charity stripe, but ultimately those 9 turnovers seem to be what swung the tide here.
I think that's the difference in the ball game so far. And of those 9 turnovers, 5 of those were steals. So St. Thomas Aquinas not only doing a great job of creating pressure, but also turning those pressure situations into points.
How do you handle that if you're the Lady Tarpons, if you're seeing that pressure again in the second half?
Well, I think you got to do a better job of attacking against the press and attacking with meaning. You can't dribble the basketball a ton in the backcourt. Let's try to get the ball to the middle of the floor, and then once that's done, you have to go roll downhill.
Charlotte came into this game wanting some revenge, but they're facing an Aquinas team that's played one of the most difficult schedules in the whole country.
Well, I mean, I hate to sound like a broken record, but if you want to be here, you have to be battle-tested. And this is a program that has gone and taken on all comers across the state of Florida and, as you can see, even across the country.
Coach Behrens told us earlier this week that the national schedule is one of the most important factors in their program, but he said this year it's as tough as he's ever made it. And you look at some of the names on that list, some from different states, then obviously Montverde Academy, Dr. Phillips, the top 2 teams from Max Preps in the state of Florida. They didn't win all those games, but they got something out of them.
Well, I think one of the things I wish that we had in the state of Florida was like a true state champion across all classifications. So this is a way as a coach to really gauge where you sit across the basketball platform as it relates to the state and going to these tournaments and scheduling these games with the perennial powerhouse programs.
But the Lady Tarpons not done fighting yet. They start with the basketball to begin this third quarter here in the 6A state final. First chance for state championship for Charlotte. St. Thomas looking for its 3rd straight. Jimenez had a good first half and starts the second with a long J. They're going to call it a 2.
Really has a nice basketball game.
Hessian into traffic. Nia McFadden, the story of the first half for Aquinas, gets it stripped away from herself. Still trying to figure out the call. It was a foul, and it's on McFadden.
Number 21, McFadden, her second personal team first.
Second on her. McFadden scored 13 in the first half to lead all scorers. Coach Oliver Behrens, 30 years old, already has a couple state championships. Never played basketball in high school, was a golfer, but he loved the analytics of basketball and has translated that into an effective coaching style that includes stifling D. Willis blocked, but stays with it. Hessian comes out with it. Hessian coast to coast, and Willis on the board.
Nice pass.
That's how it's done. Ayurveda. Charlotte pulls within 8. Four nothing run to start the second half. McFadden, smooth from the foul line. It's been a busy weekend of action and an exciting one here at Spectrum Sports. This will be the 6th champion crown, but we got one more coming up tonight. Winter Haven and Dr. Phillips playing for the Class State 7 state championship. And we got a couple of coaches who know each other well, Johnny Lawson and the head coach at Dr. Phillips, Anthony Jones.
You know, these are 2 programs that are extremely familiar with each other. The darlings of Polk County, Florida, Winter Haven Lady Blue Devils, looking to ascend again to the top of the 7A championship ladder.
Dr. Phillips a chance to break the school record for best record in a season. They've won titles before, but not with the one loss that they have right now. Charlotte trying to stay alive in their hope for their first, down 10 with the basketball here in the third quarter. Ayarfita. That pressure doesn't stop once you get past midcourt either, does it?
Does not. You can see how far Charlotte's having to start the offensive setup.
McFadden, a rebounding machine in this game. Gordon, no. Green tracks it down. Jimenez. And Corcoran ahead of the pack. And they'll call a foul. Fans yelling for travel. But it's on Green per second.
Great hustle by Jimenez and getting back to challenge the open layup opportunity by Corcoran.
They break the press. Willis. No. 5 minutes to go here. 10-point lead for Aquinas. McFadden draws the foul.
McFadden does a great job of just running the floor here. Corcoran just having their eyes up.
And we've seen her take her game to the next level this weekend, and just to think, Andrick, that Coach Behrens is going to have her for 2 more years.
Scary thought, right? A lot of young talent here this year.
Yeah, they might not be ending with a three-peat if that's the case, but you're right. Including the player holding the ball now, Kami Ellis. She's just a freshman. Picks up the foul against the press. She's averaging 10.4 points a game. Coach Stevenson sharing his thoughts on what an amazing season she's had. Composure well beyond her years.
I mean, she's had the opportunity to learn from the best in Jimenez, and it's always great to have succession planning within your program. Charlotte Ball Club's going to be in great hands.
Yeah, Ellis's father was a coach, coaches at Riverview High School. Aquinas forcing another turnover. Green dishes to Gordon. Corcoran corner 3.
And guess who with the offensive rebound?
They got her down for, I think, 8, but I feel like it's been more than that. Doesn't it feel like it?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to tip the statistician once this game is over.
I mean, I would think she'd be in the 15 range the way she's around those loose balls. O'Shea Jameson coming back in, or Lachey Jameson back in for Adoga. McFadden. Oh.
What a hustle play.
Well, you got to give Green credit for seeing that Abby Willis was just waiting for it to go out of bounds, and she tried to knock it off her. Didn't work out in the end, but you're right, great hustle. Oh, Jimenez gets it ripped from her by Green, and Corcoran Stretches the lead to 14. Timeout, Matt Stevenson and Charlotte.
Wonderful. Jimenez is starting to get fatigued. He just catches the basketball really too low, and the lazy pass leads to the turnover and easy score for St. Thomas Aquinas.
Green, the sister of Jada, who we've seen her before in the state title game. She's now playing at Richmond as a freshman, and Coach Barron's very high on the future of Green Reyna as a senior. Lots of Division II interest and also some low Division Is. Ultimate competitor, he calls her, great with her academics. Just the kind of glue player you really need for these kind of runs.
You know, we talk about balance on teams and all the things that are needed. Some of the stuff that doesn't show up on stat sheets. Green is willing to do all of those.
Gordon and Green with the trap, and they get the jump ball. Possession arrow going Aquinas' way. .344 to go, 14-point Aquinas lead. Gordon lulling them to sleep and then rattling in the three.
Aquinas right now in the midst of a 9-0 run. What can Charlotte do to stop the bleeding?
Another steal.
Just the patience here, partner.
Hessian from long. Higher feet of back in.
I'm not sure I've seen a player rebound the basketball as well offensively as I've watched with McFadden this year. I mean, it's amazing how quick she is to the basketball and what a nose she has for where it's going.
How much of rebounding is instinctual?
A lot of it is instinctual, but it's effort and it's understanding body position, and she is just so quick. I mean, not only is her first step quick, but her elevation, like that first and second bounce, and she has great hands. And this young lady grows 3 or 4 more inches, that's going to be scary.
Scary enough already. Aquinas, the press has been unbeatable for most of this game. Jimenez has had to work for everything she gets, but here she finds her way in for 2 and a chance to make it a 3-point play.
She never looks rattled, never seems flustered, always under control. Jump stop, shot fake.
She just had the biggest smile on her face at the end of the state semifinals. She's been waiting so long for this moment to have a chance to win a state championship, and you know she's going to keep fighting here with still time left here in the third quarter, and the lead now down to 14. We saw a team come back from 20 and almost win in the 5A final. 20-point deficit after 3. In
the words of the great Kevin Garnett, anything is possible.
He was a little more emphatic than you were there, though. But I don't know if our audience wants to hear anybody yell, huh? Foul called after the rebound.
Foul called against number 12, Karina Green, her 3rd personal.
Well, Jimenez, as advertised, according to Matt Stevenson, 1,000-point scorer heading to Wisconsin. And in spite of the heavy pressure she's faced, continues to be a leader on the court. Shakes, rattles, and rolls, but can't get there.
Great job defensively by Johnson.
Gordon sets up Green. No. What hustle by Hessian to steal it from behind.
Offensive player, you got to be able to feel that pressure off your backside.
Tarpons crowd still pushing hard. Corcoran wide open. And the hard foul by Johnson on Ayurfida.
There are opportunities against this pressure of the Raiders to attack the rim increases. See if Ayurfida can cash in from the charity stripe.
Got the first, she's 72% from the line. 12 of 17 free throws in the win over Oakleaf in the Final Four. 2 for 2 here, and it is manageable down to 12. Julia D'Amico in for Ayurfida for the final minute 20 of this third quarter. Gordon gets an opening.
Just a little strong.
A little bit. Charlotte continues to play tough defense too. A lot of work for every open shot in this game. 1 minute to go in this third quarter, 12-point game. Tarpons could get it into single digits with a 3. Ellis blocked. Johnson has returned and made some plays. Ten seconds for Corcoran.
What a move.
And she finishes. Shot not off in time, and St. Thomas Aquinas will take a 14-point lead into the fourth quarter. If they can hold it out, they will be 3-time reigning state champs.
There's a need for officials at all levels in all sports, and you can help fill those needs. We invite you to join the thousands of men and women in the FHSAA Contest Officials Program who play vital roles in the integrity of interscholastic competition. If you're interested, contact the Florida High School Athletic Association office in Gainesville or visit the official's website at becomeanofficial.org. Chick-fil-A is a proud sponsor of the 2023 Lakeland Championships and encourages you to eat more chicken. Order ahead for pickup at chickfila.com.
Start of the fourth quarter here at the Class 6A State Championship. Charlotte trying to battle back from down 14 here, but St. Thomas Aquinas' defense has been a lot.
Here's something that is of interest. St. Thomas Aquinas has taken 23 more shots than Charlotte.
make it 24. Raina Green stretches the lead to 16. This is an Aquinas team that was down 18 points in regionals and had to claw their way back. Yet here they are. Lost 3 of their first 4 games. But they're peaking right when it matters most.
It's so tough to play from behind against this St. Thomas Aquinas ball club because they're so good half court defensively.
Gordon, they call the block. She'll go to the line to try to get up to 14 points for the day. What have you thought of Karina Gordon's game today?
Gordon is just, again, very strong off the bounce, multi-dimensional. You know, she can knock down the three-point ball. We've seen her be able to get to the paint and attack the basket, rolling downhill.
She's got a chance to do something that doesn't happen very often, win a 5th state title, because when she was in middle school, she was part of Miami Country Days team and won 2 there, and then 3 more here. So I don't think there's too many high school basketball players who have 5 rings.
I would go ahead and she's probably on the Mount Rushmore of rings, that is definitely sure, for sure.
Well, it's looking a lot more likely now, up 18. DYanis. Six minutes to go.
If you're Charlotte, you got to pick up man-to-man. You got to try to force tempo and pace.
So Coach Behrens calls timeout. Did not seem happy with the way that offensive possession was going, but gotta like what he has seen from this team in the postseason. With their back against the wall, Blanche Ely had them, and they found a way. 18 down in the postseason to a great team. How do you claw back from something like that?
Well, I think you have to believe. I mean, and this is a team, I think, that has a lot of heart and fight. They have, 4 positionless ball players on the floor. Young ladies that could dribble, shoot, and pass the basketball. But again, it all starts on the defensive end. There are not many times you can see a team that wins in different ways. Like teams that win by scoring 44 usually don't win by scoring 70 or 80 points. And I've watched Coach Behrens now for a few years. He's pretty good with that clipboard in his hands.
And he said one of the things that makes them unique is that they play so many different styles of defense and can play them well that they can adjust to any type of team and situation.
Well, I think we've seen that. And again, you just have athleticism at 4 or 5 different positions. I mean, it allows you to, do things like have McFadden guard someone who's 6'2", 6'3", but if they're doing that on the other end, she can take them up, face them off the bounce and attack the rim.
DYanis called for the foul there. 18-point game, about 6 minutes left to go. Mentioned Coach Behrens getting started at a young age with coaching. His first head coaching job was at Cypress Bay. He was only there for 1 year, and then he got a phone call. And he said, you get an opportunity from Aquinas, you don't turn that down. George Smith himself, the legendary football coach and athletic director, gave him the ring as Hessian puts 2 more on the board. And he was also recruited by Darren Rizzi, who at the time was the special teams coordinator for the Miami Dolphins, now works for the New Orleans Saints. And he said, you get that call, you're going. And I think George is glad he made it.
Well, I think St. Thomas Aquinas is even happier than he is.
Lead up to 22. Excuse me, down to 18. See who tipped it last. He'll stay with Charlotte. 10-0 run for Aquinas to put what was a fairly close game somewhat out of reach here.
Yeah, just see how the white jerseys are all packed in the paint of Jimenez.
She is a fighter, isn't she?
No quitting this young lady for sure.
Always amazed how she's able to stay in bounds when she's driving that baseline.
She tight ropes the baseline so well. And if you're a lady with a white jersey, you have to get a foot on that out of bounce line to prevent her from getting to the baseline. But she also understands like how to position her body where she can still angle to the backboard when needed.
Well, she's waited her whole life for a chance to play for this and has not gone without a fight. 20+ in both games here at the RP Funding Center, but looks like it's going to come up a little short. Jimenez, double team. Rebound for Karina Gordon.
Tarpons need just one more lady to step up that can make shots.
Ellis floats it up high and gets it to roll in. 16-point game. Ellis only 4 points today. Great job by Aquinas on her.
Whoa, nice cut and pass. All of this is happening, by the way, with McFadden on the bench with 4 fouls.
That's what happens when you have a talented, deep team. And again, three state championships in a row doesn't happen by accident. You got to have some next level talent to make that happen. And that's what St. Thomas Aquinas has. DYanis Jimenez and Karina Gordon, both star players. They'll both play Division I basketball. Obviously, both have been impressive. What have you seen from each of them?
Well, I think, the most important thing I think for Jimenez is being able to handle the basketball against pressure and body control. And with Gordon, it's just her versatility. I mean, ability to knock down shots from the outside. I think more people are starting to see that, to be able to shoot. But shooting off the dribble, being able to create your own shot, those are things that, are invaluable at the next level.
Gordon just 3.5 minutes away from her 5th state championship. Bird double teamed in the corner.
Charlotte's just wasting too much time on the clock on the offensive end.
Kazaria Johnson, I mentioned earlier, missed most of this year with an ankle injury, or a lot of this year with the ankle injury, and great to see her back on the court, actually playing for the state championship.
This reverse spin move here by the junior. A little short on that free throw.
She'll get one more.
Lady Tarpons, number 32, Adora Kidoga.
So 0 for 2 at the line, 18-point game. St. Thomas Aquinas has won more than 70 women's sports championships, more than 120 for the program as a whole. And Coach Barron said he loved showcasing how great young females can be in athletics. And they have done that and more today.
They managed to do this with class, which is the other piece behind it. Gracious competitors.
Hessian puts up the lead to 20. Two minutes to play here. Aquinas closing in on state championship number 3.
It's got to be a catch and shoot on the next pass.
Kadi Hessian, the senior, ready to go out with a bang here. And Gordon draws the foul. You know, you hear so much about the athletic program at St. Thomas Aquinas between, you know, football, 13 titles, 15 girls soccer, 14 girls track, 12 girls tennis. But this basketball program is quickly becoming one of the elite teams in this state.
Well, I mean, it all starts with having someone at the helm that's competent, right? And I think Coach Marion is a little more than competent. He really understands what he's doing, and he's motivating to these young ladies. That's the other piece. You can see them respond to his coaching.
It's clear how much he cares and how much fun that they have going on this journey together. You put in the work, you get the smiles at the end. 2 for 2 at the line, and the celebration beginning a bit. McFadden back into the game for the last minute and 17. Fita, no. She's got to have a double-double by now, right?
Oh, absolutely. Not even remotely close.
Corcoran, oh, fancy feast to finish off an impressive performance.
That's the 5th foul, I believe, on McFadden.
Well, what a day that she had. Clearly, we'll be seeing more of her here at the RP Funding Center, but what a weekend. Ends her day with 17 points, I think double-digit rebounds after 19 points in 1 quarter alone in the semis. So this is the moment you fight all year for. Chance to celebrate all this hard work. And Gordon wants to end her career with 2 more.
Basket good by Karina Gordon. Basket good by DYanis Jimenez.
Aquinas fans to their feet. Mission complete. It's a three-peat. Congratulations to the Aquinas girls. They are building a history that is going to be hard to beat.
Just the balance of this ball club, and Gordon and Corcoran and Hessian and McFadden. What an unbelievable display of defensive tenacity and stick-to-itiveness on the offensive end.
And on the other side, the Charlotte Lady Tarpons, they fought their way into this game and they fought their way through this game. Made it tight for a while, but ultimately Aquinas just got too much talent.
You know, you're losing a lot in Jimenez, but you have a lot of great pieces that are returning in Ellis and Willis. So nothing to hang your heads about if you are the Fighting Tarpons, or Tarpons, excuse me. You know what it takes to get here, and let's see if they can make it back in 2024.
Hey, you're a Terrapin, I am a Terrapin, but they're a bunch of good Tarpons. But congratulations to the St. Thomas Aquinas Lady Raiders. They're getting their victory lap right now, running right by us. They are 3-time repeating state champs. Not a lot of teams have done that. Only 13 teams have ever done that in Florida girls basketball. But Andrick, it's been a pleasure. Another fun game. We got one more coming up, Class 7A, in just about, at 8 o'clock tonight. Any final thoughts?
Hey, looking forward to another great matchup. And again, you have to tip your hats off to the Lady Raiders program of St. Thomas Aquinas, and also to this ball club from Charlotte and the Fighting Tarpons.
Thank you, Andrick. Thank you, Chris McCulley, our producer. Thank you, Bob Herman, our director. And thank you to all you who are watching. We are excited for the Lady Raiders, 3-time state champs. We'll leave you with the celebration and see you tonight at 8 for the 7A final.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the court for the awards ceremony. Presenting the team trophies on behalf of the Florida High School Athletic Association is FHSAA board member Steve McHale. First, we recognize the players and coaches of the 2023 Class 6A state runner-ups, the Charlotte Lady Fightin Tarpons and Coach Matthew Stevenson. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 6A runners-up, the Charlotte Lady Fightin Tarpons. And now we recognize the 6A state champions 3 times in a row, the Fort Lauderdale St. Thomas Aquinas Lady Raiders and Coach Oliver Barrett.
Let's get it. We the champions. They are our favorites. We doing numbers. Bring it home victory straight out the motor. I'm in the plug, introduced to my brother. My spot superior, ain't none of those. We doing numbers. Gang in the building, taking it over. Call it the most. I just put up in the stand with my soldiers. I blew it up and I'm still sober. That's man on my knees. Call it Khalifa. Right now I'm quick to the TGOD back, now that's doubled up, now you in trouble. My don't hustle, my diamonds are huddled up. TGOD got off the muzzle. Let's me about my life, man. I love it, I love it. Got so many rings, I need room for another one. Been through the pain, now it ain't no more struggle. My team win the game, put our face on the cover, brother. We the champions. Here in Los Angeles, we doing numbers. Bring your own victory straight out the bottle. I'm in the plug, introduced to my brother. Watch my superior, ain't none of those. We doing numbers. Getting in the building, we taking it over.
Don't forget the Class 7A championship game between the Winter Haven Lady Blue Devils and the Orlando Dr. Phillips Lady Panthers.